Hello everybody, welcome to another Game of Sultans tutorial. Now it's been a little while since I've posted one of these. I've gotten a couple of requests and I'm going to do my best to fulfill them. Um, it's been an interesting journey. So I've been playing Game of Sultans since January 2019. It's 2020 now, and what a 2020 it is. One of the things I've decided to do this year is to really reevaluate my priorities. And I've been a little more strict with the game. So I haven't logged in quite as much or have been quite as active. And that was a choice I made for me. Just wanted to give you some updates on what's been going on. But we're here to talk Game of Sultans and the 2.7 update. Now, if you notice, I just had to click out of a pop-up. That is something the game's been doing a lot more. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of pop-ups. It drives me bananas. In fact, other games I have stopped playing because the pop-ups are so obnoxious. Now, that's a me thing. I can get over it for a game I love, and I do love this game. One of the most curious features of 2.7 is the new monthly cards and yearly cards. We now have cats, and it's located here underneath our profile, so it's really easy to find. You're not going to miss your card. The prices haven't changed, but you get to take care of a little cat, and I really quite like that. I love van cats. Don't know if anybody knows much about van cats. They're native to Turkey. They are mostly white with different colored ears and tails, and those are called points. They come in blue, which is like a gray. You can get the fire, which is the orange apricot color. They come in dilute and not dilute, so you can get black, you can get actual orange instead of blue and apricot. There's so much about van cats. I love that they chose van cats. I think this is a really adorable feature. If you notice, I don't have a card active right now. This is like the first time I've logged into this server as well. Today. I don't like where they've put the closeout button here. If you notice, I tried to click a couple other places and I couldn't get out of it, like to the side. It's over here. It's very tiny. It's sepia toned, so it kind of blends in with the rest of the game. Now, there have been a few more VIP benefits added. As you can see, I'm still a VIP 7. If you go through here, and you can, not the viziers, but you can go through and get all the benefits. Here we go. The privileges up. Challenge All is now a VIP 7 thing. Interesting. Oh, I see. It's not. That's good. You now have Hunting Ground and Fortress, Auto Attack and Attack All. That must be very early added, or added on pretty early. So there we go. VIP 5 is Challenge All. VIP 3 is where you get the Fortress, Siege, and Auto Attack for hunting. Oh, VIP 4. I can read. It's funny doing these tutorials when things are still kind of new. As a VIP 7, I already have all these privileges. I know there are a lot more VIP 8s and 9s and 10s out there who can talk to those benefits. I can only talk to what I've experienced. I think most people find that VIP 5 is plenty. But again, as you know, this game, it can be pay to win or hoard to win. So up to you what you're going to do there. So let's start with Imperial Council. Here on the envoy, you normally would click, and then if you got charm, you would choose which consort to give the charm to. Now, instead of doing all 8, you get to click the tribute all, click the envoy, confirm, and if you'd gotten charm, you would confirm which consort you'd be giving it to. I love this feature. I hate going through all of the envoys, and if I'm moving too fast and I miss one, I have to figure out which one I miss. I think that's great. Sorry, I'm just going to go through and do some of my daily activities since I haven't logged in here yet today. So, I'm in Coalition. I need to claim my test. Oh, maybe I did log in earlier. I didn't remember that. That's okay. So, just as I'm going through claiming some affairs or the quests for Coalition, You know, different coalitions, these can be much more competitive to get in and get those points, and you want to, you know, make sure your weekly contribution is high enough that you can get all your rewards. I like to save until I get 500. That way I can get the double rewards. I think it's quite fun and that it's worth it. So now I'm going to be getting 2 rewards, and the way I can tell that is if I go here, modest rewards, I get 2 daily rewards for next week. Is it really worth it? I mean, minimal is 100 a week and you're getting 1, so you know you're doing 400 times the amount and only getting 1 more, or sorry, 400 additional ones. To me, it's still worth it. Okay, what else do we have that's new? I mean, again, we're just going through and doing my daily tasks. Oh, the reason I'm doing these daily tasks is these were part of the daily quest. Daily quests have been updated, so I should really check those out. I'm going to finish doing my honor attempts and check out my quest. So, I have done divination for today. Gifting books. Skill books, does it matter? Or regular books? That's an interesting one. Levy trade. I've done that. Oh, they've lowered the amount. It used to be 12. So now people at lower levels don't have to log in as many times. Government affairs is only 4. Wow. Imperial library stayed at 3. That's good. So that's just one time filling your academy. Honor attempt, you only need 3. So awesome. Consume enhanced badges, that's the standard, that hasn't changed. Random consort visit has gone down from 12 to 6. I really appreciate that, because even at a VIP 7 at a higher grade, you know, I would need to do it twice. Sometimes I don't log in twice a day right now. I only log in once. That's a personal choice. You know, raise errors is at 4. That hasn't changed. Masquerade is 6. So again, like the consort visits, that was 12. You would have to log in twice a day. You no longer need to. Arena warrior is 1. So again, they've lowered it so you only have to log in once a day. I love this. Tribute gain is 3. Nice. So at lower levels you can complete. I don't think that's changed. I think it was always 3. Union contribution's the same. Union voyage is the same. Training challenge. Oh, I'd like to learn more about what the training challenge is. I've met it. I wonder if it's a training grounds activity. Let us feast. So you attend 1 feast a day. Soldiers lost. I don't think I've done that one today. So that's to encourage you, I'm sure, to get through 1 stage at least of the campaign. So we'll look at that. Charm growth is 5. A lot of times you can meet that with your your tribute gain from the envoys. So that's a new one as well. That wasn't there before. Academy practice is at 1. So this is really to encourage you to use the newer features in the game, and I really appreciate that. The coolest part is that you can now earn free VIP points from this exercise if you complete your daily quests. So it used to be this would just get you XP, it would allow you to level up faster. If you notice, my little VIP 7 bar is getting higher there. Now this isn't going to help you with your purchase rewards. So if you were making a certain number of purchases, this isn't going to help you get to VIP points 99, even though you are earning VIP points, but it's going to help you level up to the different stages. I really appreciate that. That's going to be fun. Let's see. So to earn the practice all, or the practice of 1 at least, you need to go to your friends list here in your academy. As you can see, I can put up to 11. That's just because of where I am in Training Grounds. And honestly, I haven't used Training Grounds on this server in quite some time. It's mostly because I'm lazy. I kind of wish this was like you could select multiple and just put your viziers in all the available seats. So instead, you guys are learning way too much about my viziers. Every time I do this, I realize I am sharing like my underwear drawer with y'all because it's like, oh, you can see my really great viziers. You can see my really shoddy ones too. So just probably a really poorly worded analogy, actually. So if people are using your seats in the training grounds, the really nice thing is you earn those tokens that mean that, you know, if you're not going to log in for a while, like right before bed for me, you can zoom them up by 10 minutes per token. So you see I have quite a few. My friends are nice. They like to use my seats. So I increase it to about 6 to 7 hours, depending on how long I'm going to sleep or if I know when the next time I'm going to log in is going to be. That's quite pleasant. There is not an automatic Imperial Affairs button yet. I'm sure that will come in the future based on what they've rolled out today. They've finally figured out we really hate clicking on things repeatedly. If you don't want people to use an auto clicker for people with repetitive stress injuries or arthritis or another disability, you need to make it easy. And honestly, we're all adults. We have busy lives. We have things to do. It's really hard to do that when you're busy clicking on things in a game. So for campaign, it used to be you needed to do 16 of these. Now it's based on soldiers lost. And I think that's really good because, I mean, I'm here at level 227, and this can consume easily multiple billion soldiers. So if you notice, I have 42.6. So I'm just going to use auto attack and do all. And I now have 34 billion. So I just lost that many billion soldiers outside of a rush for expended soldiers. So it loses you lose your horde by doing that many. So you're going to need to take off auto attack if you're at the higher levels and just do one level at a time, one stage at a time, and then immediately go to close. And it is soldiers lost, so I don't even know that you'd really want to use your campaign right, or your cannon right there. Right. So I'm just going to finish doing my dailies and then we'll go on to hunt. Now it's hunt. This is, again, early morning for me. Well, not early, but morning. And there's a new button and I really love it. Look, it's attack all. It'll attack according to current order. So if you're doing highest to lowest or whatnot, so make sure you use your power high to low or low to high, whichever one you choose to use for hunting. Attack all, confirm, and then attack. And this will, if you're like me and you're big enough that you can easily complete all 20 levels, this is fantastic. Or if you're in a hurry and you just need to get it done, it's fantastic. Now, if you are smaller and you're still growing, that attack all button is not probably the best to use. The disadvantage is you're not getting that 20% for the headshots any longer. And if you don't have enough without that 20% to beat all levels, then you're going to have to go through with your PvP badges and use them to get additional attempts. And I mean, they're 100 diamonds each. So that's going to be up to you. I wish I could show you an example of that. Oh, maybe I can. Let's go to a different server real quick. So 232. I'm not active on all the servers you just saw, so don't get excited and message me about who I am on those servers. Sometimes I literally created those accounts just to show people things. Alrighty, so we're going to go to hunting ground. We're not going to use the attack all, but I'm not going to aim for the first like 10 levels because I don't need to, right? Let me save myself some time. So D. And then once we get to like level 10 or 11, I'll start aiming. Now, mind you, on this server, I do quite well, actually. I can complete all 20 without aiming. But if I want to be conservative with my resources, then I really shouldn't do that. Also, I've tried a new thing. I turned on my developer mode and added the crosshairs so you can kind of see where my pointer is a little better. I hope that this is helpful to people. That was my goal, is to allow people to visualize where I'm looking at much easier. All right, so this is where I'm going to start aiming. As you can see, we need 84. I'm really bad without the commas as to millions or whatever, so I look at the first 2 digits. I'm in low to high right now. We could go the other way and just go high to low, but I like to look at things low to high. And now I'm going to aim and get that 20%. Wasn't quite enough to finish, but now I'm going to waste a lot less power, military power, to finish each of these levels, and my viziers will go further. So I'll probably be able to complete things without utilizing some of my higher powered viziers. We'll see. I will tell you that if I don't use this method of the 20%, that on this server, I do need to use almost everybody. So it's a lot of clicking. So again, I'm going for these headshots, and this guy's weird. You kind of have to aim at his tusk to get the headshot. Here's my trick for level 14, is to use a really small vizier, one of your smallest, because at the first round, it only goes up to the deer's neck. Then, once you've gotten the neck on, look, the range of the target really greatly increases, so you can get the head. And there you go, that 20% bonus. Same thing with the other deer. So Sika deer versus deer, I guess. I don't know anything about these kind of deer, honestly. I do think it is a fun little daily activity. But if you notice, again, the range of motion for the target increased. Now, conversely, if you do this for the next level, it actually gets harder to hit the head, and that's for horses, I believe. Yeah, horses. So for this one, you just want to get that 80% of whatever the power is right up front. So as you can see, I have a 177, a 199, and then a 200. And the way that hunting works, it's going to get you to that 200. I'm going to go to the 177 and get that headshot, and I finish him first round. So I didn't have to use my bigger vizier. Now I switch to high to low because I'm at levels where I need that. And again, we want to utilize our 20% increase as much as we can. Wolf, there's no real trick to it like there is for deer or horses. The range of motion of the target is pretty standard. Doesn't matter if they're running or not. And then we're going to go to, I have a calculator that shows me what 20% bonus is for each of these guys. So if you take your vizier's power and you multiply it by 1.2, that's going to give you what that bonus would be. So I keep saying 80%, but it's not quite 80% of the target. It's just how I've done the mental math. Once I do some damage, I tend to just let the calculator autofill and utilize it. All right, so this is where we can see the advantage of me having saved my higher level viziers, is that now that I've gone to these higher levels, viziers I might have otherwise used to defeat a level and way overpowered an animal is no longer necessary. So I've actually saved my strongest all for the end. And for somebody who's struggling with like level 20 or level 19, which is where a lot of people get stuck, that can be quite beneficial. So again, the attack all button, huge benefit, a huge resource. Hate the pop-ups. This is a feature of the update though. So it's a novice pack. It is a great deal. It's only $1. I think you need to buy it all 3 days maybe. But you get, claim the following gifts on the first, second, and third day. Very nice. So you get a new vizier, you get a new consort. Yay. And, you get to choose male or female still, which is another great feature. Loving it. So is it worth the money to utilize that pack? I think so. I mean, because how often do you get new viziers in this game without, winning the crossover rushes? Let's see. So we've covered most of the updates. We covered the daily quest. Training grounds, again, you're going to have to go through and make some attempt at getting through one of these. So even if you're losing, I'm sure if you made some attempt, you would get credit for it. It didn't say successful. So, daily quests updated. You get that free VIP points for doing the daily quests. You're going to do the ranking rushes. Oh, so ranking rushes. There's no minimum requirement. So a lot of times I'm too small on this particular server to be able to qualify to do the crossover rushes. And now I no longer have to. In fact, let me try a server that I haven't logged into in months. In fact, it'll come up with like, thank you for logging in, I'm sure. Nope, it just came up with a lot of the normal stuff. And honestly, I haven't been in 210 in months and I'm able to. Oh, just enter, so it's just view. Ignore me. But still, you'd be able to participate even if you hadn't logged in, or if you're smaller, or if you weren't on vacation, you weren't able to participate. If you went camping, had no cell phone signals, that's quite nice. Male skins. So again, if you go into the store, the dresses and the suits, we have our consort skins. These were only available for our female versions of the consorts. So if you had used your change stone to have the male version, or you had selected the male version from Masquerade, you weren't able to get these suits and earn extra consort XP, which put you behind in a rush because of this. So they have rectified that, and now you can choose the male version, right? For some of them. They've only done the first, 3 of them so far. I think these are the ones you also spent money for. A lot of times that they prioritized. I think that's worthwhile, and that's a fair prioritization. If you spent your money, you should get what you wanted first. We've talked about the van cats. How cute are they? Still very cute. I'm very excited about those. We've talked about the accept all for the Imperial Council. And can I use it on this server? I can. Wow, I'm a higher VIP than I really wanted to admit right there for a server that I've basically abandoned. We've talked about hunt all. You'll be able to utilize attack all and fortress, which also saves you some time. And if you're not caring about winning Barbosa and winning the fortress siege, so seizing the fortress, that's a great opportunity. Just at 5 o'clock to log in, or whatever fortress is in your time zone. Just log in and get your attacks done and get out without having to go through all 30, 40, 50, however many viziers you have. So it saves on a lot of clicking. I think the other big item besides the novice pack that we already looked at with the new vizier and the consort is the Da Vinci and Grace badges that you can update to scrolls and utilize to update harmony. It's an interesting feature. I'll be interested to see how much these things actually end up costing, and how competitive those rushes are. I think it's going to encourage a lot of the people that held back to let smaller players win occasionally. It will lead to them not holding back, because they're going to want to build their own their own viziers. They're not going to be able to without winning those badges and those scrolls. But I mean, that's always been a risk, and not all the big players would let smaller players win, depending on what server you're in and what cross-server grouping you're in. So that is the update. A little scattered, and nobody needed to hear that much about hunting if you've been playing for a long time, but if you are a smaller player, I hope you found it useful. And that's the 2.7 update. I hope you all have a great day. Keep playing, have fun, and be safe, especially with all the current concerns.